Hey, I'm back. How are my peeps doing? It's been a while. Yes, life has been lifing. I took my car to a repair shop just before Christmas to get some oil in. Some oil was leaking, and I took it in, and they sabotaged my vehicle. It went from one thing after another until they tore up my engine. So it's just been a mess. But you know what? Our Heavenly Father always makes a way. So I know a lot of us are going through trials and tribulations and things, but we are victorious and He will make a way and it's going to be all right. And you pray for me as I will for you. Okay, well, I want to say, why are we allowing this to happen to us? Okay, check this out. I want to tell you about several well known sexual offenders that most of us support. Whether we buy their music, we watch their movies, the TV shows, or whatever we do to give them an approval rating when we tune in. Shamar Moore. He has one daughter and no wife. Nick Cannon. He has 12 children by 6 different women, and he had a wife, but now he's divorced. There's the Elephant Man. Now he's a rapper. He has 38 children. Well, at least that's what's on record. He's from Jamaica, and heaven knows how many more he has. Then we have Neo. He has 7 children. He has 3 baby mothers, 3 with an ex-wife, 2 with an ex-girlfriend, and 2 with an ex-fiance. Then we have Eddie Murphy. He has 10 kids with 5 women. And then the other 5 he has with his ex-wife. Then we have Master P. He has 9 kids, 7 kids with his ex-wife, and 3 different mothers. Then we have Mike Tyson. He's an ex-boxer. Well, he boxes sometimes. I don't know. I don't keep up with him. But he has 7 children and 4 different mothers. Then we have P. Diddy. He has 7 children with 4 different mothers. He's in jail right now for allegedly racketeering and sex trafficking charges. Then we have DMX. He's a rapper. He died and he was 50 years old. And he had 15 kids with 9 different baby mamas. Then we have Lil Wayne, who says he doesn't care what people think. He has 1 ex-wife and 3 baby mamas. Then we got Drake. He has 1 son and 1 baby mama and no wife. And then we have Future. He has 7 kids. Well, 7 confirmed kids and maybe a couple more. He has 5 baby mamas along with some undisclosed mothers. He has been in several paternity and child support court battles, and he says he loves being a father. Then we have Jay-Z, who is running from his alleged son, who keeps fighting and trying to get the courts to give Jay-Z a paternity test because he's saying he is his son. But for some reason, Jay-Z keeps ducking and dodging, and he won't get that poor fella a paternity test to confirm if he's the father or not. This is just to name a few. Now, it seems to me we care more about the talent and entertainment than we do morals and values and character. And we look up to these musicians in Hollywood and these rap artists and sports icons and all of these people. And they can do whatever, live however. And we just keep on supporting them. These men seem to be suffering from hypersexuality, which means they have compulsive sexual behavior, which basically means they have casual sex, and they become defiled. Their body is defiled. I'm sure if you ask any of them, they would say, "Oh, I am a great father." But how can these fathers be that great when they're not in the household? When a child wakes up in the middle of the night and they need comfort or they need advice, and they're looking for mom and dad, and money cannot buy the time or the undivided attention they need and the time you need to spend and teach them. A boy will need to know how to tie a tie. He needs to know how to change a tire. He may want to know how to shave, how to perform and act on a date. He needs to think like a man and understand their changing bodies. And boys and girls, they need nurturing, affection, comfort. And that's where us moms come into play. Us moms, we're the gatekeeper between the child and their father. Being a parent is one of the toughest jobs in the universe. I'm say this again because children need time and attention from both parents. A mother and a father both bring something to their development and their character. Children need boundaries. They need discipline. But a broken household, which means the mom is in one place and the dad is in another, that means each house has different rules, different schedules, and their schedules can be off. Their dietary needs will differ from household to household. One the parent may be wanting to give them junk and garbage, and one parent may want to give them healthy stuff, and then there's favoritism if they have other siblings in the house from these other different baby mamas and daddies, and then nepotism can occur, and different people over your children saying this and that. It just creates a whole lot of issues. A house divided, it just cannot stand, and it causes issues. We have to be careful of associates and friends and relatives and new relationships or other people we're putting our children in front of. It can create big risk. Most kids have a problem with people over them other than their biological parents telling them things or what to do. It can create a hostile environment. It can also set the child up for abuse, molestations, mistreatments from going house to house, different people over your children, having to deal with the children's attitudes because they are angry about being pulled from this house to that one, and or some other man or woman in their life, or even the biological parent putting negative things in their ear. This creates stress and lots of responsibility on one person or parent, and devastating to our children. They like and need stability, consistency, and putting someone new in and out of a child's life. It creates a bind and making them feel like they have betrayed their biological parents. Anything other than marriage gets us in trouble. It just gets us in trouble. Like what things men have a bunch, like when men have a bunch of baby mamas. These men, they have a bunch of baby mamas. It's no good. That's why it is important to stay out of the bed, and we need to get into each other's head. We need to learn what's pleasing to each other. We should be able to create a covenant. Casual sexual relations, it just clouds our thinking. It complicates things. It can really have a bad outcome. You can get a sexually transmitted disease, STDs. You get babies and different baby mamas and daddies. You get emotional pain and suffering, and it creates, you want to get revenge because you're jealous. And for the churchgoers, it's considered fornication. You may say, well, I'm old, that don't affect me. I'm in menopause and, I can't have any babies. But you still have to worry or can get an STD. And it's very high with people over 50. And you still can suffer emotional pain if it doesn't work out. And then if you have grandchildren, children are watching you. So we have to be mindful and be an example for them, because you're modeling the behavior that they are going to pick up. I'm not a doctor, but research has shown that children who are not in the same household as their parents, they usually suffer from separation anxiety disorder, which can lead to many symptoms such as frequent anger and irritability, sadness. They have tantrums. They have crying spells. They can be very clingy. They can have body pain, stomach aches. They go into panic attacks. They can have trouble focusing, stealing, unusual behaviors, which can create challenges in school and with their teachers and child care workers. They tend to act out. They can wet the bed. They have very low self-esteem. So children need both parents equally. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. I'm going to talk about the myth of the full custody and the divorce a little bit later. That is why it is imperative for the parents to be healthy and work together. And we need to be demonstrating godly behavior by loving each other. We don't need to be cussing and fussing and these kids watching all of this anger and not getting along. Our young people are not seeing stability. Two parents working together. This is normal. This has become the norm, what they're seeing. And it should not be, and they should not see that different men and women over them. They call in these new relationships and new people, these new dates, mom and dad, when they're not. They're not mom and dad. We do not want to continue to make these reckless behavior and show this reckless behavior to our children. This is our next generation. They need to be reshaped and guided in the right direction. As I stated in my last video, we are at a state of emergency. We are Black women. 72% of us are having children out of not being married, out of wedlock. And 30% of us are married. And like I said, our divorce rate is higher than our marriage rate. We have to get a grip on self-control and be committed. And we need to manage our urges. And churchgoers, Pray that God keeps you until marriage. I am so scared that our next generation of children will be involved in a lot of incest and dating and marrying their relatives. I hope this has helped and brought some light and will bring a change to the way we have been behaving and showing our children about having children. If you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, or share, because the union is important and it's needed, and this is what we need to do. And I will address why that man needs to find a good thing and why it's so important, why we need to reconcile, and we need to honor marriage. We need to honor marriage. This is my point of view, for us, to us, Black culture. You know, I'm not trying to debate. I'm not trying to hate. I just want us to be great. We need intact, healthy families. I love you all. I want the best. Black to the power, baby. See you next time.